All right, this is it. Last manga haul. I'm done with manga. It's an L. It's boring. It's too much money. I quit. Let's just roll the video. So of course that was all just a bad joke.
I was just kidding. Come on. You guys know I was just kidding, right?
I'm not giving up on manga. It's something I've been super passionate about, especially in the last year when I've actually started physically collecting manga. But I say all that in the beginning for a reason, and it's because today's video will be a manga haul for the month of July, as well as some early releases in the month of August. And I mentioned quitting manga because last year in August was a freeze month for me, so I didn't buy any manga in the month of August. And I think this year I want to make it a little bit spicier by not only freezing the month of August, but also freezing the month of September. These next 2 months will really just be focused on me reading what's in my collection, studying a lot of the series that I am reading, and that's really for future videos that I have planned for my channel. Also, can't forget to mention, if you enjoy the video, which I hope you do, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially the comment part, because I, more than anything, really love interacting with community. I'm just looking for people who also enjoy manga, and I know I've already been pretty involved with the manga community online for a while, so please feel free to let me know what you think about the series that you see today, and if you have any suggestions for whenever my freeze is over and I can buy manga again, what I should get. But okay, so for real, let's go ahead and get on with the haul. So first off, let's start off with a big shout out to Jordan Alexander. Thank you for the recommendation. For Say I Love You, I went ahead and picked up volumes 1 and 2, and I've only read volume 1, and I'm kind of enjoying the story so far. It kind of gives me like Twilight vibes, just minus the vampires and werewolves. It's about a girl who goes to high school. She's a loner. She's been disappointed by friends in the past, so she doesn't need friends. But then she starts dating the most popular boy in school because he sees her as like someone that's so different from all the other girls. So it's just shoujo. I wanted more for my collection, and so wanted to give this one a try. Next are volumes 1 and 4 of Pastel. This is an old Del Rey manga, and this is a very, very long series. I think it's like 30 plus volumes, and not all of them are printed in English, which I didn't realize before I picked these up. So kind of a big L on my part, but that's fine. The series is pretty ecchi. I didn't really realize how ecchi it was, nor did I really know anything about the series before I picked it up. But I've seen it so many times at half-price books, I just wanted to pick it up and try it out. And with volumes 1 and 4, I can at least, read the first volume, and if I want to continue, read some online. Next up is volume 3 of Walk Walk. This is made by the same mangaka that created Hoshin Engi. Both of these series were in Weekly Shonen Jump. And with this, I have finished all of Walk Walk. It's only 4 volumes long. Unfortunately, it was canceled really early. But I do enjoy the art. I haven't read the series yet. I wanted to binge it after getting this last volume. So this is going to be in my TBR real soon. Next up is this. This is probably the grail of this entire video, this entire haul. I finally was able to get Black Cat Volume 15, a very priced up volume in the Black Cat series. This is an out-of-print manga series. It's 20 volumes long, and now that I have the last volume, my series collection is complete, and now I can binge it, which is definitely what I'm going to be doing soon. Here is volume 6 of Mao, a Rumiko Takahashi series. I believe her current series that she's working on. I'm not gonna lie, I have been collecting this series and I have not read any of them yet, but I definitely plan to start reading it and get caught up during my 2-month break from buying any new series. So I've heard a lot of good things. I do like everything that I've read of Rumiko Takahashi, so excited and ready to give that a try finally. Now for a series that I have been reading, actually week to week in Jump Plus, is Kaiju number 8. This is a series where it's basically like a typical battle series, battle shonen, except the main character is like 30 plus years old, which is different from the typical shonen protagonist. And he can turn into a kaiju, he can turn into a monster. and he uses his powers for good. He fights other kaiju along with an organization that is made for slaying kaiju and keeping catastrophes from happening. So I've been rereading this series in the physicals, and it's been reminding me how good the series is. Same with Mashle, Magic and Muscles. This is volume 7, another series that I've been up to date with in the weekly Shonen Jump magazine. It's basically One Punch Man plus Harry Potter. If you're familiar at all with manga, you have most likely have heard about Mashle. Everyone talks about it. So this is volume 7. I don't remember where this takes place in the story, but yeah, it's funny. The action is really cool. Mash I think is a really cool character, and I have also been rereading this physically as I've been getting the volumes, and it's been a fun reread. Next up is Undead Unluck, Volume 8. This is another series that I've been staying up to date with in the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine. Hot take probably, but this is one of my favorite series in Shonen Jump. And I believe this volume takes place during the Seasons Uma arc, which is my favorite arc in the series. I really enjoy the art, really enjoy the characters. If you haven't started Undead Unluck, I would definitely recommend giving it a try. Next is Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Volume 5. This was the first volume that I read after getting this pickup. And this series is so good, and I'm so excited for whenever it definitely gets its anime adaptation announcement. This volume I was very excited for because this is like the first tournament arc in the series. It's kind of like the Chunin exam arc, but in this universe. So, yep, again, if you have not started or have heard of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, I would definitely recommend getting it. And it's only 5 volumes long right now, so not a gigantic commitment. Here is Volume 3 of The Adventure of Dai. This is actually a series that I'm kind of behind on. I haven't finished Volume 2 yet. I'm about halfway through. But these omnibus editions of The Adventure of Dai are so nice. Very cool. I love the page size. The page quality is pretty nice too, and it just feels good in my hands. So, definitely recommend. I think these are $20. Here you can also see there's a good amount of color pages, kind of similar to how the Fist of the North Star omnibuses have, where there's some pages that are colored. So if you're a fan of the Dragon Quest games, definitely recommend getting this series. So I noticed that like on Twitter and on Instagram, people were showing these Shikishi boards that they were getting handed at Barnes & Noble for purchasing a Viz manga. And I had to go and do the same because these look so cool. And I also wasn't expecting it to be as big as it was. So yeah, big plus there. So here we have Chrono Crusade volumes 1 through 8. I found volumes 1 and then 3 through 8 at a Half Price Books. And I was with Jerry from My Waifu to Me, which if you haven't heard of them, you should definitely check them out under their amazing manga channel. But yeah, I went ahead and picked it up because it's a short series. I got volume 2 from eBay, and the covers really drew me in. The covers are, I think the cover art for all the fronts are really cool. And it kind of gave me a vibe of like a cross between like a toned down Black Lagoon and The Gray Man. I say Black Lagoon because of the guns and of the nun character, which reminded me of Ada from Black Lagoon. But yeah, during my next 2 months of only reading manga, I am also including this in my TBR, so excited to read the series and see what it's all about. This series is out of print. I don't think it's highly sought after, or honestly, I've never heard of this series before I saw it at Half Price Books. So really curious to see if it is good or if it is not that good. And there's also an associated anime with it, so I also plan on watching that as well. Here is volume 1 of Our Dreams at Dusk. I was fortunate enough to find this half off at a Half Price Books, so yay me. This is actually a series that I've heard a lot of good things about. It's about a boy who is coming to terms with his sexuality, and he's bullied, he's called names, he's called slurs, and he stumbles upon a community space with other characters who are going through similar experiences. So it's a coming of age story, coming out story, I guess, and you don't really see a lot of, at least in my experience, see a lot of stories with this type of theming. So super happy that this is getting, that representation, and I'm very excited to read it. And here is a Yuri romance novel, Superwomen in Love, Honey Trap and Rabbit. This is volume 3, and I think there are 4 volumes out total. I was also able to find this volume at Half Price Books for half off, and these are like $13, so very happy that I was able to get it half off. This is basically a battle shonen / Yuri romance series, and just looking at these spreads, like this art is actually super sick. The fight scenes look really exciting, big, gigantic, over-the-top moves and explosions. So yeah, so really excited to read this, and I haven't read 1 and 2, but now that I have 3, I have a reason to read them. And here is volume 7 of Toilet Bound Hanko-kun. I picked this one up simply because it was the only one that I was missing, and I'm ashamed to admit this, but I have not read any Toilet Bound. I believe I have 0 through 11 now, so no excuses anymore. I'm not buying any more manga, only reading, so I will definitely be reading all of what I have currently of Toilet Bound. I really love the art style, and a lot of people have been gassing it up, so looking forward to reading that, and I will definitely let you all know my thoughts. Here is volume 2 of Nana. I have volumes 1 and 4 randomly. This is a series that before I was just picking up what I was able to find. I believe there are 21 volumes total, and it is on, I think, an indefinite hiatus, so which is unfortunate, but I've read volume 1 and I love this story. It's about 2 girls who are turning 20, moving to the big city, both named Nana, both having different struggles and dreams, and they live together, so it's really just following their relationship as it grows and as they go through their own life situations. So really love the first volume, looking forward to now be able to read volume 2. Here's volume 9 of Black Clover, a random pickup. Only got it to get the Shikishi board from Barnes & Noble. Black Clover isn't a series I'm actively collecting. I want to catch up to the current chapter in the Viz Media app, the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine. This is a series that is going into its final arc, so which can mean anything. It could end in a year, it could end in 2-3 years, but I enjoy it. I've watched a bit of the anime, so Black Clover is good. Here is volume 2 of My Dear Friend Nokotan. This is a series that I was not expecting to enjoy as much as I did, but it's a super silly, over-the-top gag manga / I guess a Yuri romance. It's about a girl who is also a deer. She goes to school and she knows the past of our main character. She used to be delinquent, and to try to make sure that her secret doesn't get out, she's always keeping a constant eye on her. So yeah, I've read this volume. It was also funny. I definitely see myself continuing to collect this series. Here's volume 1 of Studio Apartment, Good Lighting, Angel Included. This was a random series that I saw on Right Stuff, and I went ahead and picked it up just because it seemed interesting. And it is a slice of life, I guess, rom-com where our main character, he's in high school, he lives alone, and an angel happens to move in with them to learn more about humanity, and it's just their adventures together. So really cute. I dig the art, so definitely recommend if you're looking for something that kind of checks those boxes. Here is the final volume of Our Teachers Are Dating. This is volume 4. Always feels good to complete a series in my collection, so yay me. This is a Yuri romance series between 2 teachers who begin dating, and just follows their relationship as it grows. Forewarning, the ending of this volume gets very graphic. It gets pretty sexual, which I did not expect. But if you're looking for a Yuri romance, I highly recommend. Now we are looking at volume 7, 10, and 11 of Flame of Rekka. Super excited and grateful for this pickup. Jerry from My Waifu and Me picked this up while him and the waifu were at San Diego Comic-Con, and they were, they had an opportunity to go manga hunting for a little bit, and they found these volumes. So big shout out, big thank you. Super happy now that I have volumes 1 through 28, and I'm only missing the final 5 volumes, so 29 through 33, which I believe are a little bit on the harder side to pick up. But I think I'm just going to focus on reading the first 28. The 28's a lot of volumes to get through. Yes, this series is out of print, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Again, 28 volumes is a lot of content to get through, so I won't stress too much about finishing and collecting those final 5. Speaking of Mare, I was also able, again, big shout out to my waifu and me. They're just coming in clutch with this haul. They found volumes 3 through 7 of Mare, which I believe stands for Markin Awakens Romance. Again, same mangaka as Flame of Recca. This was the series after Flame of Recca. And this is more of a nostalgia series for me because I remember watching this on Toonami online. So again, excited to have this in my collection. It is 15 volumes total, and it's also older, out of print. So another series added to the list of old, out of print, hard to find series, hard to find volumes, but that's fine. There's a lot to read, so I'm just going to focus on reading and then collecting later. Here are volumes 1 and 2, complete of Planetes, or Planets, however people pronounce it, created by Makoto Yukimura, the same mangaka of Villain Saga. I've heard amazing things about this series, and it is a shorter series, only 2 omnibuses long, which I believe are 2-in-1s. So 4 total, 4, I guess, single volumes total. But yeah, it's set in space, and that's all I really know about the series. So looking forward to reading this over the next couple of weeks, and again, sharing my thoughts. Here we have volumes 1 through 11, except for volume 8 of 20th Century Boys in the Perfect Editions. I saw that this was on the Right Stuff birthday sale. I believe it was week 3 or 4, and I just had to get them, had to pull the trigger. By Naoki Urasawa. It's in everyone's top 10, so I just had to pick it up. As well as the all-in-one omnibus of Dororo, released by Vertical. This is an Osamu Tezuka piece, and again, I've heard amazing things about this series. I've heard the anime, the recent one that I believe was adapted by MAPPA, was really good as well. And even though when I picked this up out of my package, I was kind of worried because it is a brick, but it doesn't feel that bad in my hands as I was flipping through it. I believe I read the first, the first tens of pages. So, so I'm excited that this turned out better than I expected, and really excited to give that a go. There's another older series, Cutie Honey by Go Nagai, who has paved the way for a lot of different series in manga. I believe this was the first shonen series with a female protagonist, and Go Nagai also is responsible for leading and creating mecha and ecchi series. So big props, big shout out to him. This edition, created by 7 Seas, is really well done. I love the hardcover and the colored pages, so really nice series to collect. Here's volume 1 of Wand Dance by Coffee. If you watched anime in the last season of anime, this is basically like Dance Dance Dancer, except instead of ballet, it's breakdancing. So our main character sees someone breakdancing and just kind of gets a passion and yearning to learn how to breakdance, and it's us following his journey on learning. So love the art. I believe something like this would look much better animated, but still the art makes up for the lack of motion. Here is Soul Eater in the Perfect Edition, Volume 7. I really love these hardcover editions done by Square Enix. They turned out so well, and it feels really good to hold them and read them in your hand. I love Fire Force. I watched the anime, and that's created by the same mangaka, Atsushi Okubo, and I'm enjoying from what I'm reading so far of Soul Eater. I never watched the anime nor read it before, so again, yeah, enjoying what I'm reading and going to just continue collecting the rest of the series. And here, finally, released in English in all of its glory, we have volumes 1 and 2 in the omnibus editions of Tokyo Revengers. We have the normal cover on the right, Takemichi in the present day, and then the variant Barnes & Noble special cover, which is showing Takemichi in the past as his younger self. I am a big fan of Tokyo Revengers, although I'm reading week to week, and the current arc is doo-doo. It's so bad. It should have ended the arc before, but won't get into that now. But anyway, I've never read the beginning of Tokyo Revengers. I've watched the first season, and then I picked up where the anime left off in the manga. You might have noticed that these the variant edition and the normal edition are different widths, and there is a difference of page quality, but honestly, I read the normal edition and I didn't really feel anything negative about the quality of the pages. The art is still amazing in both editions, but the page quality in the variant Barnes & Noble edition is nicer, but again, it didn't really make that much of a difference to me. So I also got my normal variant from Kinokuniya, which came with this awesome shikishi board. Makes for a super cool, super awesome decoration piece with the rest of the volumes. Speaking of variant covers, I went ahead and picked up the remaining volumes I was missing for Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. There are 4 variant covers of the last volume, but I was only able to get 3 of the 4. The BAM variant was very, I guess, short stocked, or very limited stock, and I'm not going to pay scalper prices for that last cover. So unfortunate, but oh well, I'm not that worried about it. I really enjoyed the anime, love the anime. There is a live action series that I do want to watch sometime. And now that I have the complete collection, the complete series, I am, looking forward to reading it. It's only these 6 volumes, which I think are 11 total single volumes in Japan. So not that long of a series. And yeah, looking forward to reading it all, and again, sharing with you all what I think of it. Now, personally, my favorite variant cover is the Barnes & Noble exclusive cover variant. The wedding attire is very cute, very well done, and just the bunny ears and the slick back hair, it's just very nice. The Kinokuniya variant came with this shikishi board, just like Tokyo Revengers, shows the 6 primary characters, and again makes a very nice addition to the spines on the shelf. Now, I was super stoked for this pickup, and kind of unfortunate timing for my manga freeze, because I just saw that box sets 2 and 3 came back in stock, but oh well, it's all in the Viz app, so if I really want to read it, I'll just read it there and then just collect it whenever it comes back in stock, because I'm sure it's already out of stock. But anyway, this is box set 1 of Bleach, volumes 1 through 21. I believe this goes through the end of the Soul Society arc. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Bleach. Hot take, but it's my favorite of the big 3. So very happy to have it in my collection finally. And with my Ichigo Pops, it looks super cool. Now, the remaining pieces of manga in this haul are from a Rights of Order, and these are my most recent, I guess, early August releases that I was able to get. So this is Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 11. Super excited. I don't really need to say anything about Berserk. It's the best. So very excited to continue reading that series. Here is the most recent release by Junji Ito, The Lumina Zone. Junji Ito, horror mangaka, so I know this is going to most likely give me nightmares whenever I do read this. I like horror, but Gyo is the reason why I'm deathly afraid of fish in the ocean, so probably will hold off on reading this for a little bit. Here is a special 20th anniversary edition of Volume 1 of Bleach. And it's the only difference is it's volume 1. This has the same chapters, but the only difference is like the back and front covers have this special 20th anniversary artwork and descriptions on it. So, but other than that, it's just volume 1. So, but still makes for a really cool decoration piece with my box set and again Ichigo Pops. So this was a no-brainer for me to pick up. Now this was a series that I saw it's a new manga series released in English, and I haven't heard anything about it, but it seemed like an interesting story to pick up, to try out. So went ahead and picked up volume 1 of Sinnoh Alice, and apparently it's based on a mobile RPG. I don't know if it's a Japan only mobile RPG, but the art looks very interesting, and it looks like it might be pretty ecchi, pretty graphic and gory. So, which, I mean, I enjoy those things, so looking forward to trying it out. Here is volume 2 of Run on Your New Legs. Now, I read volume 1 when it first dropped a couple months ago, and I fell in love with it and was very, anticipating volume 2 to come out. So now that I have it, very excited to continue reading the series. And it is about a boy who he plays soccer. He's very active, and then because of an accident one day, he loses his leg and becomes antisocial, and it changes his outlook on life. But then he runs into a person who builds prosthetic legs, and he comes to an understanding that he doesn't have to no longer be active. If you aren't reading this series, you need to. Here's volume 4 of Die Dark by Kyu Hayashida, the same mangaka behind Dorohedoro. Again, just like Toilet Bound, this is a series that I've been collecting but have not been reading. So I don't have anything to say other than I know it's about like space and bones, which is, bones are cool. So the art is also very unique, very distinctive. And so I'm excited to read it finally, catch up and see what it's about. Here is volume 20 of Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs. This was an old Weekly Shonen Jump series, and it is hella ecchi. It is super duper ecchi. I don't really know why it's ran for this long. I guess because of its etchiness. But it's just about a boy who is homeless, and he stumbles upon an inn, and it's super cheap to live there. But it is haunted, which is why it's so cheap. And so it's just a bunch of wacky stories with him and the ghost. Here's volume 4 of The Invincible Shovel. This is a fantasy series that's it's actually really funny and over the top. It's basically One Punch Man, but instead of punches, it's a shovel. The main character, he digs so fast that he creates these lasers. It's very over the top, and there's also some serious elements to it. But if you're looking for something that is, if that sounds interesting to you, I definitely recommend checking it out. I enjoy it, so maybe you will too. Here is volume 1 of Box of Light. It's a new series, and I went on a limb to try it out because I'll try out brand new series that drop. It's about a convenience store that's in the middle of nowhere, and it's in the astral plane, and every chapter is episodic, and it's like this slice of life. And it's in. So I don't know if I'd recommend it, but if you want to try it out, try it out. Here's volume 3 of Beauty and the Feast. This is a story about a widow that has a high school baseball player move in next door, and she discovers that he only eats convenience store food. So she goes out of her way to cook him dinners and realizes that he has a big appetite, and it reminds her of her husband, which is kind of weird, but it's wholesome, it's cute, and I really hope it doesn't evolve into a romance, because that would be weird. Here's volume 16 of Grand Blue Dreaming. This is, again, a series that I have everything up to date for, and I have only read the first volume. And I know it's bad of me. I need to. Why did I do that? Why am I doing that? But I will fix that. I will read this series. The first volume was actually, I thought it was hilarious, and I don't know why I didn't continue reading the series. Maybe because of what was available at the time was kind of intimidating to me, but not anymore. And oh my god. Okay, so here's volume 1 of Shed My Skin, Ryugasaki-san. Don't read this. This is garbage. Let me tell you what this is about. This is about a boy and a girl. The girl is like a lizard girl, and she sheds her skin. And guess what? That turns the boy on. The boy is like, oh my god, this shedded skin. Oh my god, it gets me randy. And it's like, what? This story is so weird. Like, look, it's putting them on him. Like, what? Why? Those are dead skin cells, dude. Now, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching the haul. Hopefully you found some new recommendations for something that might have, seem interesting or piqued your interest. Let me know what you think of today's haul in the comment section below. I'd love to hear opinions. And don't pick Shed My Skin Ryugasaki. I didn't even say the name right. I don't care. It's bad. Don't get it. Anyway, that's today's video. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.